Well, Dre, how was your weekend, my guy?
It was great. It was a fine weekend, in fact. Lots of winning. Too much winning. Too
Too
much
much
winning.
winning.
Yeah, too much winning. Too much winning. Too many parlays that ruined said winning. Um, Saturday was good. Wonderful to have the Pac-12 back. Wonderful to
Oh,
have the Pac-12 back. Incredible games in the Pac-12. Who thought? Pac-12 after dark, very nice. Pac-12 early morning, also very nice.
that stupid game. That's the only thing that really stopped me from having a great weekend because honestly, my whole weekend was saved by the Buffs
Mhm.
and the Saints. You can always count on black and gold. That's
Black
what
and
I've always
gold.
said. It's the only thing I trust in this life. And if it weren't for them, I would have struggled. If you just add in, like, I think I was just even on the weekend after all of that. If you just add in that ASU plus 335 that I had, if they can just recover an onside kick, that is a dub, and that ends up being a good weekend for me.
What kills me about that game isn't even the onside, it's the 4th and 14, which I get was a free play, but the way that worked out in their favor was crazy. Get this. Our sharp picks are somewhat fading the public sharp picks. Those went 4-1 this weekend.
Tasty.
Spicy dog money lines, that's 2-1. The Broncos kind of blew it on that one.
Dude,
And
2 and
then
1 on spicy dogs that's like plus 4 units.
that's Value City. That's correct. And the unders sitting at 2-1 with the potential to go 3-1 tonight. Also, I said it for what felt like 6 months, but YPP this week 7-4, EW 7-5. Everything is clicking, everything is happening, everything is humming in the NFL. Also, shout out to my guy. I didn't text you because I figured you are on the Buffs post-game show. Also, Buffs under, not so much.
No.
Glover Teixeira, you remember him? He looked down and out, and then
Yes.
he whoops Anthony Smith because
Old
he's a
man
zombie.
Tex.
Oh,
Old
my.
man Tex.
Old man Tex had another gorgeous night Saturday where it looks like he's being plummeted and then somehow recovers and submits the guy in the third round. Easily my favorite fighter at this point, I think.
Old man Tex.
Old
He's
man
just
Tex.
he's just
The greatest.
savvy. What can you do? He's just savvy. That's awesome. Buffs game, easily the highlight of the weekend by far. Jarek
Incredible.
Broussard, star in the making. I was very dim
Guarded.
on my expectations when it came going into that game, and that made it all the better. I was just so impressed by him and Sam Noir, and despite the fact that I told you not to bet on the Buffs on this show, I of course hammered the Buffs money line personally, and it paid off for me.
That was a good one. Also, how crazy that the Pac-12, the one conference that didn't really have a normal camp, just these weird 20 days, didn't look sloppy at all to me. Pretty
Defense looks
impressive.
sloppy, but we don't come for defense to watch the Pac-12.
2020 is not the year of the defense, that's for sure. We've talked a lot about the Broncos. My grades should be going up now. You can hear Ryan on a gajillion podcasts that have been done in the last 12 hours. How about those Falcons, though, Ryan? 2 weeks in a row, we're heavily against them. They kind of look frisky now.
Yeah, I'll be keeping an eye on them. Their offense moves the rock. If they start scoring in the red zone like they did against the Broncos, they're going to win football games. All right.
No.
Let's jump into tonight. Andre, I'm worried about a classic too confident pick because I was too confident in the Steelers, and Garrett Gilbert was gamer status out there. And now I feel like I'm too confident in the Patriots. But how is Joe Flacco going to lead? I would say to cover this spread, they need 3 good scoring drives.
Yeah.
I don't know how Joe Flacco makes that happen.
I mean, even back in like 2012, is a backfield of Joe Flacco and Frank Gore enough to beat the Patriots then, let alone in 2020? I just don't know. I wish this line hadn't shifted all the way to 10. It opened at 7. That looked quite juicy with Sam Darnold at quarterback. Now without Sam Darnold, obviously that's moved.
I prefer no Darnold and a 10-point spread, and I prefer Darnold and a 7-point spread.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. Flacco's so bad. This offense is so bad with Flacco. And I mean, let's face it, this team hasn't fired their coach because it benefits them to lose.
I'm with you. Like, it benefits them to lose. Their team total, Allie, if you want to go over to team props, that also really intrigues me. The team total for them, it's gone up a point. 16.5, Dre? 16.5?
No. That under is that's free money, kids. That's free money.
I mean, if it was 13.5, I'd think twice. You know, a touchdown drive and a pick six or a swoop and score, you're in trouble.
Right.
But like I said, they're going to have to put together 3 scoring drives. That's 2 touchdowns and a field goal to hit this. I don't think they get the 2 touchdowns. I think they probably get 1 touchdown and 2 field goals. And the Patriots win this game 24-13.
You're in on the under with me. I love that. Yeah, more so than the under, though. I love this team under. That's
do you know what the Jets are averaging per game?
I'm guessing. Oh, I mean, I would have it here, but let me guess. I say 12.
11.
Oh my God.
They average 11 points per game. And between these two teams, they average 31 points per game. The over-under is set a whole 11 points higher than that, which just doesn't feel right. We watched, Patriots defense is not living up to what everyone thought they were.
Right.
But I saw them against the Broncos. Now, if, the Broncos catch some passes out there, they might have scored 30 points. But there were times where they bowed their backs and didn't give anything to the Broncos, and Broncos end up scoring, I think, 18 points in that game. So, I didn't look at that defense and say, oh my God, it's an absolute sieve.
Right.
Think about this, Andre. The Jets are averaging, I said they're averaging 11 points per game.
Yeah.
11 points per game.
11.
Well, what happens if you take away the 28 that they scored against the Broncos?
With Sam Darnold, right? That was a Darnold game.
With Darnold for most of the game. But the Broncos, that's embarrassing. They almost tripled their average against the Broncos. And, they probably did triple their average against the Broncos, because if you take away that game, they probably averaged like 9 points.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, pretty much. Yeah, man. And the Patriots, as bad as they've been, as you've said, and they've had some tough matchups. The Chiefs on that weird, what was that, Monday night doubleheader. They've faced the Bills. They've faced some tough teams. The AFC East isn't as weak as usual. They're giving up 23 points per game. So against the lowly Jets, they should be good to hold them to their season average. It's not like the Cowboys defense or the Falcons defense, which have both picked it up lately, where you say, well, they can kind of spot anyone a 30. No, this is a good-ish defense, and they're obviously very well coached. And yeah, I love both those unders.
The only thing I don't like about the under is just how bad the Jets defense is. Remember, this is a defense that Brett Rippon and the Broncos offense scored 37 against. Now, this Patriots offense is one of the least explosive offenses I've seen in a while, if you don't count the Jets.
Zero big play ability. Zero.
It never happens.
There's not a guy on the team that can break a long one.
They don't even try.
They
don't even try. And that's why, before the Broncos played them, I'm like, the Broncos can beat them if they just take away 15 yards and forward. That's right. All these Patriots try to do is get you between the line of scrimmage and the 15. You don't even have to bother covering the rest of the field.
I mean, they're like an old Big 8 triple option team, right?
Yeah, it is just abysmal.
Yeah.
It's really bad. So that's the thing that tells me, okay, well, you don't have to worry about this too much hitting over. But what I really like the best is just that -10. I know they're not explosive, but the mismatch here in terms of the
Right.
Jets offense versus the Patriots defense, I just think is going to be an absolute slog. Now it's kind of opposite week in the NFL, so anything can happen. We watched Russell Wilson get beaten and battered and blown out by the Bills. We watched Garrett Gilbert almost go toe-to-toe with Ben Roethlisberger. And somehow the Cowboys' defense got stop after stop after stop. So anything can happen, but I do feel really confident. Oh, look, it's already moved to 9.
It's moved to 9. Love that. Love that. Yeah, no, and I mean, you think it through, right? That lack of big playability might actually play into our advantage, not just for the under, but that keeps the Patriots offense on the field, keep wearing down that Jets defense by staying on the field longer and longer. You start getting turnovers from Flacco as that offensive game plan is going to have to go more off balance and one dimensional as they get lower and lower, and it's going to open up, and so the Jets defense is going to be exhausted. Flacco's going to be forced into dropping back 30 plus times, which is exactly what you don't want to do. And slowly but surely we'll hit that 9.
Yeah, exactly. I do think, I don't think it's going to be just like a front to back blowout the Saints last night. Which, gosh, there's nothing better than, having an weekend. And then you're like, all right, I feel really confident about Sunday Night Football. And then you don't even have to sweat for 1 second during it. You're just like, oh, cool. At one point in the second quarter, my buyout was 85% of the actual full payout.
Yeah.
I almost took it just so I could play the rest of the game. I was almost just like, I might just take this and then throw some of the profits on some third quarter bets or something like that. I didn't end up doing it. I just waited it out and got my money. But awesome stuff.
No, it was fantastic. Truly a gambler's dream, that game.
This will be like a 3 points per quarter kind of thing.
Right.
They're up. Yep. They just slowly build it, and at the end they win by 12. But I can also see them win by 20 or more. It really comes down to just can they get a couple big plays?
Yeah.
And I don't mean big touchdowns. I'm talking 20-yard runs.
Right. Yeah, it's Broncos fans who I know are big on saying I watch any other NFL team and none of them are as bad offensively as we are. This is one of those where you'll get a look into some of those 6 other franchises who are looking about as bad as the Broncos on offense. Our guy asking about the Cam interceptions here. He's had a bunch this year.
7 on the season. And he hasn't played in every game, so he's averaging about 1 a game.
Right. Plus 130. Plus 130 for that to happen.
Man, the only other time I've watched the Jets closely this year was against the Broncos. I think they had 2 interceptions in that game. So,
yeah,
they're not allergic to the ball.
Did they have 3 in? They should have had 5?
Is that right? Probably.
There's the Judy touchdown, which you could have argued. There was a touchdown where it was wow, that was as much a pick as it was a touchdown. And then there was another tip ball where I think Cushenberry whacks it out of the defender's hand. Oh, anyways, there were 2 left on the table. I don't remember how many actually were. What's the pick for tonight? I and we found out we can do this again. I like to parlay the Patriots -9 and the under. I think that is the pick tonight. But we're looking at a bunch of others. The team total under for the Jets, also very juicy, answering Jacob here in the comments. What else do you like on the prop side?
Man, how did we not know about this parlaying teams and the total? I swear something has changed.
No, we tried it for a while when the NFL came back, and we couldn't. We could with basketball and baseball and those other sports.
Maybe it's just one time. there was
It
like a
must have
glitch
been.
on the app. Anyways, the parlay you just tossed out is plus 320.
No, that is nice, Ryan. That's nice.
That's real nice. Real quick, I just want to see what happens if you take the money line and the under. Still plus 135.
Wow. That's that money is gratis right there. That's quite nice.
It feels like it.
Quite nice. Yeah.
Sure feels like it. So does that mean you feel most confident in anything about the under?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. Yeah, I think I'm probably in that area too, but I do feel really good about the 10.
Like
on the
Flacco under passing yards, I think is really intriguing.
What is that, 210 or something?
Yeah. So sticking with the unders vibe. Yeah, I don't think Flacco lights it up. I don't think he gets those garbage yards.
You were talking with me before the show, and you said if Joe Flacco was the Broncos quarterback yesterday, he would have had, 8 sacks?
12, I said.
Drew only took 1.
9 quarterback hits, 1 sack.
Yeah, he obviously isn't perfect, but he doesn't get enough credit for how good he is at avoiding sacks.
Oh yeah, we've tracked it. It's a historical outlier. He's right there with Peyton Manning as one of the 2-3 best at avoiding sacks in Broncos history.
Yeah, so it's a nice little thing to have in your pocket there. You also must. Oh well, it's minus 250. Dang. I was gonna say you'd love Flacco under 1.5 touchdown passes too.
Yeah.
Oh well, you could put him under 0.5 at plus 170. But I'm worried that they're gonna score 1 touchdown. I just don't know who's gonna get it.
He's at a point where he almost surprises me every time he throws a completion. He's so bad at quarterbacking.
He's good at hitting open receivers.
Yeah, I guess that's true. I'm intrigued by Cam Newton over 47.5 rushing yards.
Feels high. Again,
what they've got. Yeah, I mean, it is high, but they're running it a lot.
I like Rex Burkhead over 23.5.
Oh, you think it's a Rex night?
That's the only Patriots running back they're even giving you an option with.
Oh no,
Damian Harris.
Yeah, Damian Harris, 51.5.
I think it's a Burke night.
I mean, that's the thing about the Patriots. You need to kind of pick, like, which guy out of their backfield are they going to feed today? Because it's random sometimes. Very frustrating as a fantasy player.
You can get James White over 23.5 receiving yards.
I like that a lot.
Yeah, that's solid.
Yeah. Even the James White over 36.5 combined rushing receiving is really nice.
QB interceptions. So Flacco is minus 177 to throw one.
I know, I saw that. Yeah. I mean, it's automatic. It's automatic. Man, it's a bummer Jamison Crowder receptions. It's set at over under 4.5, but the over's minus 190. He's been really good for them this year. He's like the one guy that consistently gets featured. I should look at receiving yards for him because he's really been a guy that's just made me look smart all over the. Okay, so this is better. Over 49.5 receiving yards, minus 148 for Crowder.
For who? For Crowder?
Jamison Crowder, yeah. I think that's pretty good.
Yeah, that is pretty good. I want to talk odds boost here in a second, but before we do that, a shout out to DraftKings Sportsbook. Head on down to DraftKings Sportsbook and check out all they have to offer. Really awesome opportunities at DraftKings Sportsbook, and it's the official sportsbook for us, of course. Yes. It's the presenting sponsor of the show, and we never, ever, ever miss a chance to hop on a DraftKings Sportsbook, check out the odds boosts, all that sort of stuff. Right now, new users can get a free insurance covered bet up to $100 this weekend on a bunch of different events. So make sure you check that out. And of course, use the code DNVR when you sign up to get a sign-up bonus. Of course, you must be 21 or older. Colorado only. Bonus comprised of a first deposit bonus and a first bet match, each up to $500. Deposit bonus requires a 25x playthrough and restrictions do apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. And if you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-522-4700. All right, Dre, our guy here in the comments, Jacob, says under 33.5 plus 280.
Yeah.
Little sprinkle?
A little sprinkle is probably worth it. I just worry it's lopsided. So if you believe that happens, I don't think you believe the Patriots cover. That's a bit of the philosophical decision you have to make. I think for that score to unfold, you need to kind of believe it's going to be closer than you think, and these offenses are really going to stink it up. I don't know. I think the Patriots cover, and it's like 24-10, and they clear that. Just barely, but they clear.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. Since I already am on Pats -10, that's really lowering your window on how to get there.
Right.
21-10, though, gets the job done.
21-10, that's what I was rooting for in that damn Ravens-Colts game, and it had to be 24-10. So the unders that are 2-1 would be a perfect 3-0 if not for a half point, Ryan. So
what was that?
The unders I gave out, which can go 3-1 tonight, would be a perfect 3-0 with the opportunity to go 4-0 if not for a half point miss on that Colts Ravens.
Oh, tough.
Happens.
Colts Ravens. What did the Ravens end up scoring in that game?
Oh no, I'm sorry. What went under? That one I had the team under on the Ravens that missed by a half point. That was 24-10, I believe. I didn't account for some of the Colts missing stuff. The under that killed me was Panthers Chiefs.
Okay, odds boost. Promise I'll talk about odds boost. Cam Newton to score a touchdown, Patriots to win, plus 175.
That I like.
I kind of like it too. And Joe Flacco over 1.5 interceptions, plus 315. You love it, huh?
I mean, that's kind of the play, right? That's kind of what we're outlining here.
Sometimes Flacco can be really careful with the ball.
Yeah, it's true. He can be overly conservative and then blame his coaching staff on being conservative.
Like, he might just take the check down all night long.
He's the worst. Yeah, no, you're right. You're saying that's bait right there, huh?
I think that's bait.
Okay. You might have a point here. You might have a point there. Yeah,
so
1.5 is asking a lot.
Just to reiterate, I want to just circle back. DraftKings offering they're covering you up to $100 on your Sunday bets. So you're betting risk-free on Sunday with DraftKings this week if you're a new user. Sign up, use the code DNVR, and get that risk-free offer on a Sunday. There's nothing better than betting with house money, and this is quite literally you're betting with house money. So check that out over at DraftKings Sportsbook. Yeah, I think that's bait. I think that Flacco, I don't know, maybe Flacco says I've got nothing to lose and he throws 4 interceptions. Or maybe he says, like, I'm not going to be the reason we lose. I am checking it down all night.
Yeah. I love when you outline scenarios because it's so clear in my head which scenario will happen when you outline them. And yeah, it's the second scenario. Like, Flacco doesn't just do that. He doesn't just throw caution to the wind and say, like, well, I'm never going to be hired by another NFL team. Might as well just go out and try to win one more. He's like, no, I'd like a couple more years of paychecks as a backup, and I'm going to try to put decent tape as a backup on them.
Yeah, I mean, Joe Flacco probably is a decent backup. Rather than like Who'd you rather have as your backup, Joe Flacco or Jeff Driscoll?
I guess as my backup quarterback with like one game to win, I would rather Joe Flacco. I would rather have Jeff Driscoll on my offense because I thought they could do some stuff that was more creative than what they have done with him. So we're splitting hairs there. But yeah, I guess I would rather Flacco.
I would too.
I'd certainly rather Flacco than the guy, DiNucci.
Oh, God. Okay, my question is, how did they start DiNucci instead of Garrett Gilbert in a game? Baffling to have watched them both, and it'd be night and day like that. Gilbert looked like a competent NFL veteran backup.
Yes,
and like did. my whole thought process on why I made the Steelers a lock was if DiNucci was that bad, how bad are the guys behind him?
100%.
Turns out I missed out on the incompetence of the Cowboys coaching staff to not know that Garrett Gilbert was much better than DiNucci.
I went back even further. Like, if this guy can't start over Colt McCoy, how good can he be? Colt McCoy is also terrible himself.
I mean, Colt McCoy was dope in college.
Yeah, he won a lot of games. Absolutely.
All right. Any other things on this game that you're seeing that catch your eye?
We have the pregame protection for the touchdown. So if we're gonna use if DraftKings is gonna offer it, that is bait. You might as well take it. Dare I say, maybe I feel like not going crazy with long odds and saying Damian Harris. It's a nice, responsible run first drive by the Patriots, and they give it to their bigger back, and Damian Harris gets it in.
Dude, just look at some of these names. Like,
it's insane.
If you showed this to the average football fan, they know Flacco and Cam Newton, of course. Yeah. And they might not recognize another name on this list. Damian Harris, LaMichael Pirine, Rex Burkhead, Jacoby Myers, Demir Bird, Brashad Perriman. People know Brashad Perriman, I guess. Jeff Smith.
I know, Jeff Smith.
They're just throwing in random names in here just to see if anyone will bet on them.
I mean, Braxton Berrios plus 400 to score a touchdown today. They're like, yeah, I could see it happen.
That's our
reasonable
guy.
odds that Braxton could score a touchdown. He is our guy. I'm just saying, like, that's kind of crazy.
Isaiah Stuber. Gunnar Olszewski or something like that.
Yikes.
Vincent Smith. Jacob Johnson. I'm just naming off names on here that I've never heard of. Daniel Brown. Johnson.
These sound made up. It's really true.
What did we deserve? What did we do to deserve this game on Monday night? This is a Thursday night special. If this game was on Thursday, I'd be doing backflips. Monday night.
Yeah, and Thursday we got Packers Niners. So weird. And last Monday we got Giants Bucks. The Bucks might just be bad, by the way. Bucks might just be terrible.
Dude, I love that Tom Brady goes to the NFC South and Drew Brees blows him out twice and is like, don't you think that you run this division now? This is my place.
Yeah, that was something else from the Saints, man.
That gets me fired up. I love that Jameis got to play. That fired me up as well.
Yep.
He's eating the dub after the game. Oh, that fired me up as well.
He sure was eating the dub. Yeah, no, that was
Taysom Hill is awesome and dynamic.
Yeah, no, he is. It's true. That was fun. That was a nice game. Yeah.
Let's hope that we just get I don't know. I hope we just get some weird, like, we need like a butt fumble or something tonight to save this.
I mean, you and I will be locked in because this under won't be easy. And this, this spread won't be easy. These things never work out that way. You never get a Monday night stinker or a Thursday night stinker where you have money and it's easy breezy. No, wacky things will happen. It'll be kind of fun.
Yeah, I mean, this is why you have DraftKings Sportsbook for nationally televised games. There's no such thing as a bad game. A bad game when you have money on it, unless
That's
you
right.
lose by a lot.
That's right. Bad Thursday nights no longer exist. Right.
No.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, yeah, that's true.
If you get blown out, which rarely happens when you're betting spreads, but if you get blown out on the spread, like, that sucks. But that's like 1 out of every 20, maybe.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Anyways, enjoy what would otherwise be unenjoyable, and let's get this under and an easy Patriots win.
Hell yeah.
All right, we'll talk to you guys tomorrow on DNVR Bets Daily.